Hey guys, Retro Mikey 78 here, and it's time for my monthly review of Retro Rec Room. This is my April box, and I really appreciate it. These guys do a great job. So before I start off, I'm going to leave a link in their description. I'm going to leave a link to my unboxing so you guys can see my reactions, those of you who didn't watch it, and see what I did and how I reacted when I got these. So that being said, this is a monthly review where I show you guys a little bit of gameplay. We're going to talk about pricing. And then you guys are going to see what I put back in the box and what I'm going to seal. Yep, they send you one of these with your box. It'll be always on the bottom, so I pulled it out already. Because we're going to go through these games and see what we got. So, just to recap, we have Great Greed on the Game Boy. A loose cart of Pilot Wings, Star Trek, The Next Generation, a XMen Legends, complete, manual and everything, Deadly Premonition, complete, and Deadly Creatures, complete. Now, those are what I unboxed. That's about all I knew. There are prices on the back of them. I'm going to explain this service real quick. I consider this service similar to Gamefly, but it's Gamefly for retro gamers is what I call it. You don't get to select what you get. You fill out a survey and they go out the survey what type of games you like. And I'm going to tell you what, they're good at it. So that being said, I pay $17.99 plus shipping. It's $24.99 for a monthly rental fee. And I rent these games. I get to keep these games from the beginning of the month till the 25th. And I'm excited that I got to do that this month, being as much as me and my wife have been in and out of the hospital with our surgeries and everything else. It was nice to, because I couldn't physically go anywhere or do anything, to have games to play. New games. Of course, those of you who see my room, I've got plenty of stuff to play too. So let's go through and see what we got. I've already got me a list here of how we're going to do it. So we'll do it that way because I got it set up. We're going to start off with XMen Legends. Alright guys, so we're going to cover a little bit of gameplay here over XMen Legends. It's just a typical top-down beat-em-up game. You start out the game, you play as Wolverine. Later on in the game, after you get through the Wolverine section, you do get to add in a second player. You play at the same time, which is nice. You play co-op. It's a lot like XMen Legends 2 we covered last month, but this is the first one to the series. And it's just the same basic principles Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You take a group of fighters and you follow through a storyline and you play through it. It's just that simple. Like here I am showing Wolverine getting beat up by Mystique. I played this game a long time ago, back when, I don't remember if I played it on the PS2, the Xbox, or the GameCube, but I remember playing this back in the day, and I wasn't very good at it back then. I don't think I made it through the first level, and when I tried to capture the game footage, I still didn't make it through the first level. But that being said, me and my wife, we were ecstatic to get it, because we wanted to try to play this, then go back and play XMen Legends 2. Because we like playing these type of games together, and just fun for us, something to do. And I was happy to, get it this month, get it for free, and be able to show it to you guys. So, that being said, I hope you guys liked it. The normal price on this was $8, and the subscriber price was free. So, that being said, this was a great game. Me and my wife tried it out. We loved it. Last month, we were ecstatic because we got the second one last month. And then this month, I even asked in last month's video, hey, give me this one. So, hey, I got XMen Legends. So, we are definitely going to keep this game. So, mark that up as free. I looked it up on price charting. They wanted $8.42 for what they say it's worth on price charting. So, that right there is a total savings of $8.42. Next up, Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo. Alright, this is Pilot Wings, and I'm gonna tell you before I play this, I'll show you guys the game footage I captured. I've never played any of the Pilot Wings before. And now after playing this, I know why. It wasn't the greatest game I've ever played. I kind of looked at it like, this was a game, but it is what it is. I'm trying to collect all the Super Nintendo games eventually. It's not what I'm hardcore looking at. And I was ecstatic to get it, as you see you'll see in the video here in a minute why. I have my reasons for being excited to get it. But it basically just covers you trying to land a plane and then some skydiving. And then I couldn't get through the next lesson, so I didn't show you that. But I wasn't too big on wanting to go through and see how much of this game I could go through and show or anything. I might go back through it again later. Might use some cheat codes or something to try to get further in it. Figure it out. Or I might just put it on the shelf and just say, hey, add it to the collection. Either one, I don't know. I was just excited to get it. Like I said, you'll find out the reason why. And I was just happy to get through the first part of the training lesson and to say I was qualified to play. So, alright. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's go move on to the next one. He wanted $6.99 for me to keep this. And I looked it up on price charting. It was $7.74. So that was a savings of 75 cents. Yeah, that's not a great deal of savings or nothing, but it was just enough. And plus, what it does is I accidentally bought this a while back. I have a really, really nice Pilot Wings box. And if I'm thinking right, yep, there's a manual in there. Then I got the manual and everything else in there. Paid $1 for it at a flea market. So now, as far as I'm concerned, I have got a complete copy of Pilot Wings for my Super Nintendo collection. I think I paid $5 for the box, $1 for that. I think he's charged me $6.99, and this game is now worth $27.80 something. I think what it said on price charting. So I pieced together a complete game that'll now be mine. Next up, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Alright, now we finally got to something I did care about. This was Star Trek: The Next Generation. Perhaps one of my favorite shows growing up. Why, I love watching it on TV. But now that I go back to watch it, I don't really like The Next Generation that well. It looks cheaply done and the dialogue is corny. But that being said, this game, even though I need to look up a few things on the internet to see how to do it, this game was fun to do. And it had a pretty decent showing of what the ship and everything looks like. But basically, you control different aspects of the ship. They send you on different missions. And then you can even have, use the transporter. You go down and you do missions down on the ground. I even did one where right after this, a ship attacked me. But I couldn't figure out, they were trying to hail me in the middle of the fight. Tried to figure out how to answer the hail. Couldn't figure it out. So I ended up destroying him, and then I got scolded by an admiral of why I did that. But I'll show you guys some of the fight scenes here. I mean, use the phasers just like you would in the show, but each guy can get hurt, and you can tell them what to do. It's a different type of game that I've never really experienced, but I don't know. All in all, it's something I want to look into further. It's something I might want to dabble in. But like I said, it's there. I don't know how much of it I'll play. And like I said in the last one, I am trying to collect the Super Nintendo games slowly, not at any given pace. But yeah, take this landing party, and I think you're looking for that person that you saw earlier in the on the communication board on the main viewer. And once you find her, you go back up to the ship. I think then that's when I got attacked, and I didn't save that footage, but just because I couldn't figure it out. And that's basically what this game turned out to be. He wanted me to pay $5.99 to keep this. As you guys just saw from the gameplay footage, it's an interesting game. I've got to go online and look up a lot more buttons or stuff because I was confused at some stuff, but it's definitely up my alley. It's something that interests me. I'm definitely going to keep this. But I looked it up on price charting. As of right now, it's at $801. So that's a savings of $202. Next up on my list was Deadly Premonition. Alright, Deadly Premonition. It was a game that I'd never heard of. People were telling me in the unboxing video in the comments that it was a great game, and it's something I never heard of. It had surprised me so much. I booted it up. It took probably 20 minutes to get into just the scenes and stuff of what was going on. But after that, wow, the gameplay was fluent. I picked it up real quick because the controls were a lot like Resident Evil. And a lot of the characters reminded me of some of the nurses and different things in Silent Hill. So I liked the mix between Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Kind of Resident Evil tank controls with a lot of the Silent Hill scares and survival horror techniques. But you know, this is showing you guys a couple of the different enemies and stuff that I gotta fight. There's puzzles you have to solve, different things you gotta go through in the game. I've played the game for probably about 2 hours. I will be going back to it. I did really enjoy the game. But that being said, I did have it on easy because I didn't know how much of it I was going to play. I didn't know how well I'd do. And you also can, instead of just using your gun, like I picked up that steel pipe, there was a point where I was just hitting the characters or the zombies or spirits, whatever you want to call them, with the lead pipe. Boy, this game is fun. I had never heard of this game. It was really interesting. He wants $15.99 to keep it. So, as you guys saw in the gameplay, it's an interesting game. I honestly consider it a mix between Resident Evil controls with a little bit of Silent Hill scares. But all in all, I did like it. We're going to keep it for $15.99. It's worth $19.06 on price charting. So that's a savings of $307 on that. Next up, we had Deadly Creatures. Alright, now on to Deadly Creatures. Another game that shocked me, never heard of it. And even from the cover, I don't even think I would have turned it over to look at it to see what it was. But this game was amazing. The art style, the graphics. Wow. I played the first level and you control this tarantula here. And throughout the level, you go through and you gotta survive by eating things. I ate grasshoppers and grubs and different things. And there's other insects trying to eat your food as you get there. And here's the scene with the rattlesnake, a mid-level boss I had to fight. That was actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but you had to attack the rattle on the tail when he poked it down. And like that. Otherwise, you just had to dodge a lot. And you shake the Wii remote to dodge and do your little symbols and stuff. Now here's the main boss for the first level, and it's the scorpion. You try to attack you right at the beginning. This game here was fantastic. The controls really felt fluent and everything. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend anybody picking this game up. I would actually say this is a hidden gem on the Wii. Something I'd never heard of, and I'm really happy to now own.
again, a game I'd never heard of, but I really, really enjoyed. You guys saw the gameplay I just played. You know, he wants $9.99 for this. The characters you heard talking were actually Billy Bob Thornton and Dennis Hopper, so that was interesting. But I played through the first level of this, and I'm definitely going to go back and play through some more. But for $9.99, I'll keep it. It says $12.12 on price charting, so that's a savings of $2.13. So right there, I already marked it off. I wrote it down. I'm at $16.39. Basically, what I got here is saving me the price of the box. So my savings is my subscription, I guess. So that's what you figure. But I wouldn't have got these games. I wouldn't even have known what these were if it wasn't for this service. So that's one of the bonuses to the service. Now let's go with this last game. Great Greed.
Now we finally get to the last game, the most expensive one, Great Greed. All I have to say about this game is it's kind of your generic, what is it, Game Boy JRPG. A lot of the characters are food reference or things you would find in a kitchen or whatever. It took me 45 minutes to get into gameplay or fighting. And then even the fighting, you can see here, wasn't that fantastic. I couldn't get into the story. I just did not find the game entertaining. It really bored me a lot. So just the whole idea of me even spending the money on this game or even doing whatever I thought, I honestly just did not like the game. It must be a rare game. That must be the only reason it's valuable. But to me, it wasn't really worth my time or money. I got to watch my budget this month, not being at work, being in and out of the hospital like I've been. So I decided that this was definitely not a game that I would keep. And, people were telling me that it's worth a bunch of money, that I should keep it and just try to flip it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let Video Game Cadet from Retro Rec Room, I'm going to let him try to give it to somebody else to buy. Alright.
It's a JRPG type game. I think the Great Greed, everybody in it is named after some type of food or spice or something. So that's probably what the Great Greed is, gluttony. So I played it for a half hour. You guys saw the game footage. It wasn't a bad game, but it's just not my cup of tea. If it was a normal time period where I wasn't off work, having surgeries and everything, and money was a little bit tighter than normal, I probably would keep it and do something with it.
Maybe not as tight as normal?
Yeah, what'd I say?
Money as tight as it is?
We're tired. We're still hurting, folks. But anyways, he wanted $26.99. It's worth $33.32 on price charting. And somebody commented in my other video saying I should look it up on eBay. I did. It goes for about $40-$45. I mean, I could get this, flip it, do whatever I wanted to with it. But honestly, I can't afford it right now. So, talked to my wife. She said I could get all these. I'm enjoying these games here. I'm going to send this one game back. Even though it would have saved me $6.33 off price charting's prices for it. That's going to bring my grand total for these 5 games to $38.96. That's not bad, especially since look what I get to upgrade Pilot Wings to. It's going to be a complete game now. Another GameCube game that me and my wife are excited to get. Another survival horror. That Deadly Creatures is awesome, and I'm a huge Star Trek nut. So, that being said, we're going to send back Great Greed. Yep, and that's all you do on this service. If you don't want the games, you don't have to keep any of them. If you guys just want to try it out, get the games, see what they send you. If you don't like them, send them back. You don't have to keep them. That's why I said it's like GameFly. It's a rental service. You just have to have it back in the mail by the 25th of the month. And see, I'm going to go ahead and I try to do this every month. I seal this up, So you guys know that I'm not pulling your chain, that these are the games that I'm going to send back. You know, while I'm at this, why don't you guys, tell you guys now, leave a like, subscribe, share. And I would suggest trying this out. It's an interesting service. I really enjoy it. They haven't been around too long. When I found it, he approached me about it for my Video Games Monthly boxes. And
It was, what, last fall?
yeah. And I looked up some other people that he had used to promote his site. And I was like, we're doing all these subscription boxes. Let's give this a try. And we're really enjoying it. And I always have problems doing this every month. And it's simple as that. He's got a little thing over here. You slap on this. It goes. You ship it back. And he'll charge you for those. So you know what you're paying up front. You know what you're keeping. You know what you're not keeping. It's a great service, folks. So I highly recommend it. I'll catch you guys back here again real soon with some more content. Thanks for watching Retro Mikey 78.